evil thing shall die, but they continue to do this very thing. Say, I also approve for others to do what? Them to do evil. You see what the scripture say there? You see what the scripture say there? So today, what the Bible says you will be, and God will allow you to go in that direction. Broadway. Broadway, you will hate one another. You will think of new way to do evil. There are people now think of new way in Ghana to be doing wickedness now. Because
last church here, we published what checks before. He denied a signature on those checks. Before 2020 campaign, he's a common criminal. I'm saying that to you. He's a common criminal. That's the budget you voted for. He's a criminal because he lied at $3.6 million now in the budget. He can't take me anywhere. I defy him. That's a criminal. No, I'm not angry. I'm being forceful. I'm being intellectual. I'm providing facts. No, I said something I didn't mention it, so they don't know the analysis. He has no integrity in life or integrity. He's in the crisis of integrity. He's drowning in the crisis of integrity. We're not only fake. He's drowning in the crisis of integrity. I say he's a criminal, he's a thief. To take up for the $5,000 car in the budget to vote for it, not just to vote for it. And you didn't inform the people because say everything you will inform the people in all record for that. And he didn't say anything about it. Okay, the pastor he vote. Well, why he didn't say it? Why he didn't say he voted for it? The records are there, look, gentlemen.
I tell you this. To be too damn greater than good. We elected Jeremiah in 2017 up to 2023. Why does he want to move Trump to be, for example? Why does he want to get against anybody, for example? You don't know this telling me. I'm a principal-minded person. So I told a people that go on the money Steve, because he the ways and means everything co-chair. And then we need to come to defend the president, they can take with them. They have money, so why spend it? Yes, I'll be born, you are born in my own. So you are sorry in fear.
Some of us take a power and get drunk and misbehave.
The president speaks.
Well, the president did not talk about the war economic code. That was wrong. You know, he should have talked about it. Not because he saw Prince Johnson there going afraid. And I also want to appreciate the president for talking about taking drug tests. I appreciate him. I am going to do drugs, liquor. I'm going to do drugs and liquor. So I'm also calling on the president. When you finish doing a drugs test, you must do a power test too.
What power test?
Alcohol, right? We want to be clean to the system, right? So we can know what is going on. I'm going to do everything. So you're going to ask the result be public.
You publish a result.
My man, when you take the result, put it in the public. Look, let me tell you something today. The thing they call power, the thing they call key juice, they never in my system, they never be there. So you see the thing they call drugs, they can never be in my system.
So you support the president call, but you're encouraging to do power.
What is called, they not complete it.
Okay.
When they say you're going to do just tests, they were not enough. You also need to do power tests.
Who do you think the power test should be carried on?
Well, it should be carried on the president.
Why?
He should lead by example. He should lead by example. We want to be clean. The system needs to be clean. Some of us are behaving the way we're behaving because sometimes we be under the influence of alcohol. Power is on alcohol. Sometimes we are under the influence of alcohol, right? Sometimes we take coups. You understand? So I hope this is not a block.
Are you suspecting the president of drinking power?
What's right?
Are you suspecting it for which you are fighting for power?
Is it suspect? And we all agree to do the test. So
just test. The president called for just test.
I am saying liquor too. Why you want to stop liquor? Maybe I'll drink liquor and be misbehaving. Now when the drugs can make people to misbehave, when you drink liquor you can misbehave, you know that, right? So I'll be calling on the president too. When you do the drugs, you must do the power.
So you think the president was afraid of Senator Johnson?
No, he's afraid.
He's afraid?
He never was.
Does he have any reason to be afraid? You think so? He's a president. Why would he be afraid? He's a president.
You saw Prince Johnson, someone in the church, where he said by the time the president reached to Prince Johnson was making mockery of the president. Prince Johnson said the president bathroom was going low. And they needed to bring solar today. You understand what I'm saying? So look, let me tell you something. The president will be very serious. I am going to reintroduce it. You saw the communication I wrote, right? So for the discharge of petition, so we can bring the war economic crime people up. So we can bring the war economic crime code. Look, people stole the Bronco money, the people that come for it. Even people in authority today are criminals.
Wow. So there is.
That's what I say.
We get to you, sir.
Someone asked me the question.
No, we're asking the question. Why would be a friend? You accusing or you alleging that the president was very empty. That's why you. I don't think the president had any reason to be a friend of Senator Johnson. I don't think so.
The president was trying to speak Johnson. When the president reached where he said he is sitting in the recording. When he said I will establish. When you look up with the quick and they said no, we'll do justice.
So it was actually intended for the establishment of war. After you look at
when you look at that play, the way Prince Johnson look at it.
because you get to see.
No. So he changed it to we will do justice. So whoever that brings justice, why if we must do it in the public, not about do it for that bring report. We must stay in the public. We do it here, wait for the report here, the report be announced here.
Which venue will you recommend?
Any venue. I want to go on the broad scale.
How important is your call for power tests?
Because sometimes when drink power want to get drunk, you see people drink power want to get drunk. And when you get drunk, you misbehave, right? So it shouldn't be limited to drugs. Some of us take power and get drunk and misbehave.
What do you think?
She stop drinking power.
I'm not saying that she stop. The president called for tests. I'm only trying to podcast the president to say, you're not our power want to eat. I didn't say people want to drink. I'm trying to podcast the president call.
You are suspecting the president of drinking power.
My man.
You don't want to be a zat. You are suspecting.
The result will prove who drinking power and who taking drugs.
Is there any test of a power? Do we have tests of a power in this country?
Power is alcohol.
Okay.
So we'll do the alcohol test, then they power, and who drinking you.
Why do you think the president's speech was so short? Why do you think so?
It was short because he don't have the ability to stay for long.
Wow.
The president is not well. You don't have the ability to stay for long. And that chair they brought. The president not going to sit on that chair. You don't come before and sit down.
What were you going to do? Put stuff for the president?
No, then the whole program finished. The whole program finished.
What are you going to do, sir?
Once when the whole program finished, there's going to be no problem. You don't come before and stay.
We're going to take this.
And one of the things we are going to push, let me tell you something. You cannot come to our house and get our invitation is wrong.
It's your program.
They are coming to my house and telling me, say, come to your house. You will tell me when to come to my program. We should take charge of security. If the president feel they play that secure, let me go to the marshal and say, oh, there, I will not go there. And when you come here, I will come. You hold my information, man. My information was Mr. Speaker. They play the map of battle crash. Someone going to battle ground, I'm going to battle ground.
A lot of people cheering battle. I said the speaker deny your motion. You say intimidated.
I say muya, somebody muya today.
Some people clapping. Some people cheering for
It's
the
different, man.
Okay.
Those are normal things.
Okay.
When you enjoy the president's speech, you can clap. But they
Did you enjoy the speech?
enjoy the speech.
Yes, they did enjoy the president's speech.
I'm not getting into clear.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, you just listened to controversial District 10th lawmaker Yeket Koluba expressing his opinion over the president's State of the Nation's address a few days ago. It was a Monday. The president actually addressed the State of the Nations in compliance of Article 58 rather. So there were a lot of things the president spoke about. But this show is basically going to be centered around all of those key issues. We are hoping that our guests can come so that we can rumble into the issues. But while we are waiting on our guests to come, there are lots of things that we want to throw light on. So yesterday, the Senate actually did a notification, and within that notification, they have a timetable for all of those nominees who were appointed by President Joseph Walker. So that is a tradition in our day-to-day politics. Whenever a presidential era gets into motion, the president usually makes appointment. The president usually makes appointments. So over the last few days, President Joseph Human Bwaka has been making tons of other nominations, nominating people from the angle of the Unity Party. He has since nominated people who has been very loyal to him during the course of the campaign, and even some of those people he has a very close relationship with. So there are some of the appointments the president make. Those appointments are subject to Senate confirmation. Those appointments are subject to Senate confirmation. However, so the Senate has since started looking into those confirmation, because we all know that one of the key issues about this government, they have told us, they have told the Liberian people that they would definitely live up to their 100 days deliverable. Even though there are some Liberians who have not realized, who have not gotten to the realization that it is possible for the 100 days commitment to actually be actualized on Joseph Demon Bwaka. But yet still the president reiterated his commitment within the 100 days commitment he made to the Liberian people. He told us that he is definitely going to live up to those 100 days. So many Liberians now are waiting to see as to how the president is going to achieve. The president is going to, what are the strategies the president is going to utilize in the wake of achieving the 100 days commitment. You know, there are lots of other issues they have. So the president has since been structuring his cabinet. Even though there are other people who I have spoken with, they say the appointment, the president will be making appointment up to the last days. The president has the authority to even make appointments, up to the last days in power. So President Joseph Yuma Bwaka has started making tons of other appointments in line with the right footing, or as he should do. There are, if you listen to some Liberians relative to how the president is making those appointments, other could argue, some people could have different observations relative to the kind of way, the kind of pace the president is making the appointments. Some say that the president is actually slow in making the appointment. Some say the president is doing it the right way. There are other people who have the view that the president should even be more accelerated in making the appointment for the sole purpose of forming his government. So, but those are key. Those are the issues. So yesterday was the confirmation hearing at about 2 p.m. was the confirmation hearing of Foreign Minister Designate Sarah Besolo Yanti. Sarah Besolo Yanti is somebody who has worked in the UN circle for several years, up to 18 years. She has been working within the UN circle. She was one of those presidential candidates that participated in the 2023 elections that brought President Joseph Yuma Bwaka to power. You understand? However, she didn't win. She accumulated a little close to 5,000 plus votes. During the runoff election, she pledged her support over to current president now, Joseph Yuma Bwaka, during the runoff elections. So since then, there has been rumors around, prior to even her nomination, there has been rumors around that, considering her experience, having worked with several international organizations, she was the most ideal person to definitely hold the position as at the foreign ministry. So it actually, Joseph Bwaka actually thought that, and what was actually being in the space or in the corridors for a very long time, it actually came into flourishings, and actually President Joseph Yuma Bwaka appointed Sarah Besolo Yanti. So yesterday was scheduled to be the day she was expected to appear before the Liberian Senate for the purpose of having her confirmed as the minister designate. So unusual thing happened, and according to multiple account I have read, the Daily Observers. I was even watching the program on yesterday relative to how the process got disrupted by the overcrowdedness of people who should not who should not have been at the chambers where the confirmation was actually taking place. You have former ambassadors, you have current ambassadors, all dead, and there were other things. There were people who went there with the sole purpose of cheering her, and all of those things. So, based upon all of those issues that I have just outlined, like one of the stories that you can see within the front page African newspaper, they say why Sarah Besto Yanti confirmation came to a halt, an insider's account. I will read this account. This account is very important. It is parallel to the many accounts I have read over the period of time. The unprecedented postponement of a confirmation hearing of Foreign Affairs Minister Designate Sarah Besto Yanti appears to be a well-calculated plot orchestrated by a few members of the Liberian Senate and the ruling party to guarantee the withdrawal of nominations as the preferred choice of President Joseph Yoman Boakai. Front page Africa has learned. Madam Yanti is the political leader of the newly established African Liberation League, a political party in Liberia. She contested the just ended October 2023 presidential and general elections. However, she pledged her support to Joseph Yoman Boakai during the November 14, 2023 runoff election. Since her nomination to the position by President Joseph Boakai, Madam Yanti, who previously served the United Nations Mission Resident Coordinator in South Sudan and humanitarian organ coordinator in the East African nation, has come on a stinging verbal attack for alleged fraudulent academic credential. The nominee managed to escape those attackers following the submission of a name to the Liberian Senate by President Boakai for confirmations in keeping with Article 54 of the 1986 Liberian Constitution. However, during the early morning hours of Thursday, February 1, hundreds of Liberian women, youth, and others stormed the grounds of the Capitol building holding placards supporting the confirmations of the former UN envoy. The Capitol building is the official seat of the Liberian legislature. Prior to the 2 p.m. set for the commencement of a hearing, the chambers of the Liberian Senate were already occupied with scores of former and current ambassadors, diplomats, lawmakers, and ministers. Sergeant-at-arms and other administrative officers were seen hauling chairs into the chambers and requesting journalists and staffers of the Senate to vacate their seats, reserved for them in the gallery to be occupied by former and current diplomats, ambassadors, and friends of the minister designate. Senators entering the chamber, including Senator Edwin Melvin Snow, independent candidate Bomi County, were astonished to witness the city already occupied by individuals who were not invited to the hearing, but were escorted to their seat by Sergeant-at-arms assigned at the Liberian Senate. Nyangbalo Sengwe was heard asking the former and current ambassador and diplomats to preserve 2 rows of seats for members of the committee who were conducting the hearing. He later summoned Slaughter and requested them to respectfully vacate the seat on grounds that other senators who were not part of the confirmation was also interested in attending the hearing. The situation caused serious embarrassment to the former and current ambassadors and diplomats at the time Sarah Besto had already arrived in the chambers of the for the hearing. It also compels senators to hold separate consultations on the way forward. The unusual occupying of seat of senators and the overcrowdedness of the chamber prompted the chairman of the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, Senator Abraham Darius DeLong of Montserrat County, to unprecedentedly postpone the entire process to Monday, February 5. Senator DeLong stated, "We want to thank you for your time, and we And on behalf of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, we regret to announce that we have resolved to postpone the hearing due to some factors, including security reasons. So I would not want to dive into the entire news article because within this news article you will find a lot of accounts from an account from the Unity Party, an account from some people who prefer to be anonymous, an account from the CDC angle, a CDC senator who was expected to also be part of the hearing process. He deserved to be anonymous, but according to the news article, according to the content of the article, he is from the former ruling party. So there is what I make about the hearing or what happened on yesterday. There has been a lot of criticisms about the former and seasoned UN diplomat Sarah Beslu Yanti. She is the political leader of one of the newest political party. She has so many experience of working with the UN, the United Nations in various capacity. But since she was nominated, or even before she was nominated, there have been lots of people who have since been criticizing. I think the Senate needs to have an intelligence committee, a social media intelligence committee, because nowadays every other political argument in the country, the social media has become one of the conduits through which we usually express our opinions about many of the trending national issues in the country, regardless of the traditional media that have always been in existence in Liberia. But nowadays, there are lots of people who work in government who feel very comfortable to use the social media to express their opinions about some of the trending political issues. So I thought that the Senate had jurisdictions over that particular matter because there were rousing tensions. One of the person who has always been the brain, the mastermind behind these issues about auditing credentials in Liberia has been a very strong supporter of the Unity Party, Mountain K. Colley. Mountain Colley has since been criticizing other people aside from Sarah Beslu Yanti. Even during the era of President George Weah, Mountain Colley has since been criticizing a lot of people, exposing fake credentials, exposing academic fraudsters. So for the senator to have said that they just had to cut the confirmation hearing short because the place was crowded. I think from the early days prior to the confirmation hearing, there have been lots of word on Facebook, and this is why those of you in government, those of you working with the paramilitary organization to restore sanctity within our country, you people need to be very careful. You people need to take care of the social media, because the social media plays a very important role. The social media plays a very important role. in whatever we do, the social media plays a very important role. So this battle has since been, a group is claiming that every other credential that Sarah Besto Yanti has is legitimate. And another group is claiming that Sarah has a dubious or a fake credential. So obviously, there is a need for us to for the police to take care of that particular situations. And there are other people who said, I will just stay in my neutral gear and I will just walk to the Capitol building to see as to how the Senate is going to definitely conduct their confirmation hearing. Some people were eager. Not everyone who went to the Capitol building because of disrupting the process. Not everyone. There were some people who went there with the mentality that they wanted to see what are some of the key questions the Senate will have asked. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs over the last 5 years, over the last 6 years, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Liberia has been in the news for the wrong reason. Let's put aside these issues about auditing academic credentials. That is also right. When people have, in my opinion, they should be denied. They should be denied. They should not even come close to public office. Because I feel in my mind that if at all we will be creating an opportunity, creating a room for people to be manipulating the system, then there is absolutely no need for other people to go to school, to strive to achieve, and to pass through the rightful channel and obtain their degree. If at all we are favoring people who have gone, and people who try to manipulate, people who try to acquire their credentials through a fraudulent means. I believe that the right thing should be done. The right thing should be done. There are so much educated people at the Liberian Senate. Journalists are there to observe the process. So, what the Senate needs to do, they need to have time prior to the event. They need to conduct a thorough scrutiny on whosoever that is appointed. It is not with only the Minister of Destiny, Sarah Besto Yanti. We shouldn't make it to look like we are only interested in the auditing of only Sarah Besto credential. This is something that should be, that should be done across the board. This is something that should be done across the board. We need to checkmate credentials. Every one of those appointees, every one of those nominees, their credential needs to be verified. Their credential needs to be checked. Their credential needs to be scrutinized. That is the most important thing. Most especially the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We all know that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has been in the news for the wrong reason. When former President George Manuel Weah was in power, regarding the passport issue. So, if somebody is going to occupy that position at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it means that that person should have the requisite required experience. That person must have. Because that person has a lot of responsibility. It is because of the ingenuity, the kind of innovations you take to the ministry of foreign affairs, because you will definitely be over Liberia foreign policy. You will be working to ensure that you can help the Unity Party government to strengthen its foreign policy. You can help. So we want to believe that the Senate is going to do everything in their right mind as scheduled, February 5. They are going to put all of the mechanisms, I hope, that they are going to put all of the mechanisms, the required mechanisms in place to ensure that we can have a successful confirmation hearing. Let there be some rules and regulations. So, okay, folks, well, we want to sincerely apologize to the technical break for that interruptions. It was due to some technical issues, but it has been fully resolved. Let's just take a short break. When we come back, let's take a short break. When we come back, our guest, we have been notified that our guest is currently here. Our guest is currently here. Let's take a short break.
It's so easy.
Connecting, yeah.
Hey, ha. Boy, amen, amen, oh, can't take back hearing. DJ, give me now your cool hearing. Let me tell them how the thing goes. Ha, how the thing goes. Okay, ha, okay. Chebe Mekatamua. Say my Pekina go join God. Ha, you want to bamba? You wanna G with the big boys? Now you the wrong, get the kitty, you the wrong, get enough to drink with a drop cup. Ha, hey, so you see how the thing goes? How the thing goes? Oh, you're telling me who blends you? And who? Ha. Alright, take it easy, and let's play behind point. Okay. This one of his double no we can't use. Go school, you go the firm tools. And all the parameters that you want to form to. See, even your papa not to save you. For all the cannabis when they pick it down too. Man, all the niggas don't find you. Because that nigga when you fail more, he don't move. Oh boy, he don't move. Ha, hey, come on, let's go. Chebe Mekatamua. Say my Pekina go join God. Ha, you want to bamba? You wanna G with the big boys? Now you the wrong, get the kitty, you the wrong, get enough to drink with a drop cup. Ha, hey, Chebe, you see how the thing goes? I said, telling me who blends you? And who? Okay. Because you made it to the top throne. Let me see what my Godfather can do. Cause he's the father to the fatherless, a mother to the motherless, and not to know what can do. But promise not to fight again, not to do anything that we hurt again. Cause if you do, now be say you can go again. And another time you go on again, that's why. Chebe Mekatamua. Say my Pekina go join God. You want to bamba? You wanna G with the big boys? Now you the wrong, get the kitty, you the wrong, get enough to drink with a drop cup. Ha, hey, Chebe, you see how the thing goes? Ha, hey.
Okay, folks, welcome back. So, like we were discussing, so we now have our guest in studio. Basically, our conversation is going to center around, most importantly, around the recent State of the Nation's address. We have two young people. They feel very passionate to be here. One person has attended this place one time when he served as guest on the network. His name is Amara Donzo, and he comes along with a female who also has a very seems to be very potentials in educating talking about the political landscape of our country, Liberia. So on today, there are lots of issues that we will definitely be looking at, but let's try to place them on the stream. Let's try to place them on the stream. Amara. Now we have Amara placed on the stream. So we just go through them each to start the conversation rolling. So we will definitely begin with the female because they have since been talking about gender equality. We should definitely prioritize them. So we will begin. Just introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Just a minute to you to introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
I am Madeva Ishmael.
Yes, basically, we just want you to give us few additional information about yourself. Just calling your name doesn't anyhow tell us that it is something important that we just give us a few information about yourself.
I am a Liberia graduate. Live at the Social Children, attending the Revolution SD High School, JJY Community Summer Lecture.
Was Somalia grad. So that is brilliant of you. Let's go over to Amara. Amara has been here, but he still needs to be to formally introduce himself. So Amara has been turned over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Brother Tuba. I am Amara M. Tunzo, Militant of the Fantastic Education Party, Ambassador of Student Against Corruption 2024 SAC, and also Chairman on Recruitment and Mobilization of the Fantastic Education Party at high school and Secretary General of the Student Council Government at Sekou Ibrahim Sherry High School.
All right, Amara, you seems to be very, very elated. Is it that you feel very excited owing to the fact that you are now affiliating with the Banga Student Unification Party, or what is making you so excited?
What is making me so excited is based on the topic on discussion today, because the topic is well good for we the youth to discuss on it so that we can benefit from it tomorrow.
So what is so good about the topic, the President's State of the Nation's address that will make you to be very cheerful?
What is good, which means the President's State address, what make me so happy for his state address, because he tell the citizen, yes indeed, what President Boga is coming to do for the nation in the next 100 days.
In the next 100 days.
Yes.
But the president also spoke about the issues about drug, which of course we definitely go into. But a few days ago, I saw you were being certificated. Do you like to throw some light, give us an overview about how you managed to obtain such a kind of laureate?
Okay, thank you so much. Few days ago, I was invited by SAC Student Against Corruption to go represent them at Jakarta at the Armstrong Jala Leadership Conference, where there were so many in discussing the issue about leadership within our countries. Actually, based on my challenges and my overcome to my opposition, actually I was certificated as an emerging leader.
As an emerging leader.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You participating, you have to interact with lots of people from diverse political backgrounds and from diverse educational backgrounds. You, as a student, what does that mean to you? Looking at you participating among other students, what does that accolade means to you?
Actually, that means to me very good, because in participating with different people from different background, that made me more stronger into the political game. Because for politician, if you want to be an emerging politician that coming up, you should have more contact with other leaders from various areas, like people from Bon Kante, people from Nima, all were part of the show. What we're discussing, so I made friends with other people, and some of them see my ability, they share contact with me based on my intellectual capacity.
All right. So does that send something? Did you learn anything new? Was it so much encouraging that you as a leader, you want to be a politician? Does that in anyhow build you up as a person?
Yes, actually, it built me 100%, because in becoming a politician, you should be somebody who will able to follow his or her citizen footstep. So that me going to other institution, representing other institution, that build my intellectual capacity. Even at the Free South Intellectual Center on KWH, where sometimes I get invited to go on the podium to discuss some governmental issues. That bringing me a thought, because I have a dream. I have a dream. I say this coming 2029, I'll be contesting as representative. And that time, I've already amassed all my ambition.
So you believe that before 2029, every other process you are passing through, you are just preparing yourself. Because the conversation is mostly centered around you. Let's go to Madaba. Did I pronounce your name well? What is your name? Madiba. Are the presidents in conformity with the constitutions, specifically the 1986 Constitution, Article 58? He addressed the State of the Nations. What is your overview about the president's State of the Nations address?
Yeah, my overview is that
Mhm.
the president addressed the nation very well, but what are him doing towards what he say? What are the appointed leaders? Are they capable of the job given to them? He talked like fighting about jobs.
Mhm.
Fighting about jobs, we shouldn't go to the people who is taking the jobs, but rather go to the people who is importing the jobs to Liberia.
Mhm.
For example, if a child seems to be in your house and the father tells and say, "Oh, don't take this substance, don't cook the food yet." When they go out there, when they see that they will take it, so it's supposed to be like he should rather fight the people who is importing the drugs to Liberia than going towards the people who is taking the drug. And secondly,
But the president in his State of the Nations address, one of the key things I earmark for the president has to do with the fact that he told us that he and his vice president will commit themselves to the drugs test, and all other Liberians should definitely follow their step. Isn't that a sufficient? Isn't that a convincing stand for us to be able to realize that the president is actually impartial against this fight of illicit substances?
no,
So why do you say no?
yeah, for example,
Mhm.
people who will be sent on the field to do the inspection of drugs.
Mhm.
Drugs, like substance, like for it can take 2 to 3 days before noticing. If someone take drugs like after 1 month, 2 months, and never take the drugs like 1 year, 2 year past, if they try to go check that person, you will never see the drugs in that person's system, except they go to a medical or out there around the world to go check.
You sound like a medical student. Do you have any medical background?
As for me, I don't have medical background.
But did you learn it? Have you read any medical research paper that make you to be speaking so confidently that the way you are speaking?
Yeah.
Which one of the medical paper did? What? I'm very eager to hear from you.
Yeah. Drugs.
Uh-huh.
Drugs is a substance. There are two kinds of drugs.
Mhm.
We take drugs for first one for the health, and second one, drugs damage the system. Even the drugs that we can use for health, it can also damage or like if you overdose yourself with the drugs, and for us to overcome certain sickness and the drugs is already used to the system, it really help to let that sickness go easily. And secondly, the substance people take in, for example, like the weed, the kush, and the other drugs, it stay in your body like to 2 to 3 days before even coming out for people to know that you're taking drugs or other stuff. Some people can take drugs and be in a house, they can be normal. Once they're out there violating us, misbehaving out there on people.
All right. You as a female, looking at the fact that this current drug pandemic in Liberia, it is reported to have eaten a particular fabric of our youthful population. You as a young person, and what have you been doing to basically discourage people from against the practice of drug?
Yeah. Last week ago, there was an organization who came on my campus telling us that we should help inform our brothers and sisters out there who are taking the drug substance.
And since then, what have you been mostly engaged with in the wake of discouraging other people from getting involved into the issues about drugs addictions or drugs consumption?
The future is a promising one, but we actually work towards it. Like I can look at myself high school students, something that is not really good for my health, and I will go out there to encourage people to take it. No, I go to them and tell them that the future is ahead of us. We have to work and go to the future with curiosity, with the mindset of building our nation has good. Like, how can a female out there taking jobs and you have a great future ahead of you? How can a well competent male be out there smoking, checking people's phone and doing other stuff when you have a brighter future ahead of you?
All right, let's go over to Amarak. Amarak, the president actually conformed to the constitutions. We all know that the president every year he's supposed to have it. He's supposed to present the case of the nations. Talking around expenditure, talking around the progress of the nations, and the president actually did. There were lots of things the president spoke out during the course of his State of the Nations address. What is your overview as a Liberian who who is so much passionate to see your country move in the right direction? What is your overview about the president's State of the Nations address?
Okay, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like this one morning, I was so excited when President Boaga addressed the nation. And some of the key components he listed within his agenda that you good. Actually, I was so excited. Number one is with the youth. He said that he will improve 10,000 youth when it comes to RTC.
What does that mean? Looking at lots of the youthful populations is being involved, is being incentivized to definitely prioritize education. What does that statement mean?
Yes, because we know this is a modern day. This is a modern day, and we got to transform from nowhere to somewhere. Because like in America and other Western countries, in America and other Western countries, those people their life are changed. They do everything with computer. We are in Africa. We are not open to that.
So there is a need for us to actually get develop more interest into information technology.
Sure. So that's what our president Minis spoke on this content. Even when you were at the graduation or UMU, we also spoke on the information technology, which is computer.
Isn't that a lofty statement? A statement meant to impress the Liberian people, because we know that during the campaign process there were a lot of young people who were part who were definitely part of the political campaign of current President Joseph Gilman Boakai, and it's not a lofty statement just to incentivize, to encourage the people who once supported Joseph Boakai.
Actually, it was not all lofty statement.
Is it sincere about it?
He was sincere about it because he said that he would do it 10,000 youth to give them an opportunity so that they can learn about RTC computer, so that they can be advanced. Because it was not, even if it was not computer aspect, that President Boakai shouldn't be a president of Liberia.
So, looking at the content of the president's speech, is it that you were only mostly particular about the offering of if I can say one scholarships to 10,000 students? Is it that part of the speech you actually capture, or you capture
no? Actually, I capture so many parts. Like he spoke on audit, that you audit the past government, even those are the executive. Actually, that make me happy. That make me happy. And secondly, when former President George Mane said, yes, indeed, he left 40 million in a consolidated account. And Ambassador Boakai said that no, there were 20.5 million.
But since then, there has been a lot of controversies regarding that particular issues, and the central bank governor on yesterday came and provided clarity. So now that the clarity has been provided, where do you stand as a Liberian and who has listened to both sides of the coin and listened to an additional source?
Actually, on both sides, according to Boakai said that the source of information you get pertaining the consolidated account, it came from the central bank governor. And the central bank governor on attention by the chairman on committee and audit of the Liberian Senate. I'm a opponent. And yes, indeed, he should come to the public and tell the public who going the rest side and who not going the rest side. And yesterday, when he came in, other people said that President George Malawi was wrapped on the consolidated account, which is 40 million in a project.
Does that make you as a Liberian to be disappointed in the current president's statement?
No, because according to the current president, everybody is entitled to a mistake. Everybody is entitled to a mistake in life. So I cannot worry about that.
All right, let's go over. Let's go over to the female there. The president has since been structuring his cabinet. Yesterday, he nominated, over the last few days, he nominated Sarah Beslo Yanti, a female to definitely spearhead the Ministry of Information. But since then, there has been several issues regarding her credential. To some people, it is actually an attack on the female who has since been denied of participating into leadership. You as a female, where do you stand relative to that particular issue?
I believe in female empowerment because I believe that when female has access to education, they help develop their mindset and navigate to an ever-changing world and fight against disadvantages. A female is an overthinker.
Let's try to tailor our conversations around the Sarah Beslows and those accusing her. Where do you stand? Is it like Sarah Beslo Yanti? Do you have a confidence that if Sarah Beslo Yanti served into that particular capacity, she would definitely perform well as a female?
Yes.
And do you have what makes you think so?
Because female are wise in thinking and in doing things.
So obviously, all of the females are wise in doing things.
Not all female, but competent female who are well capable of serving our nation today.
But where do you stand when her credentials or academic credentials has come under question by several other people? Where do you stand as a female? Because you seem to be a female advocate. You seem to be advocating for the interests and the priorities of female.
Yeah. Like George we are said, I believe in equality. And I myself believe in equality. Like if someone who is not capable or well competent of that position, then the position shouldn't be given to them.
If she is not competent. So do you have a confidence, even though the Senate committee that Abraham Darius DeLong has since pushed the Senate confirmation of Sarah Beslo Yanti, do you believe that the Senate will definitely do the needful for the progress of our country, Liberia?
I'll be so grateful if they do that. We need justice, equality, and accountability in our country today, Mama Liberia.
So looking at the formations of the governance cycle, what is your recommendations? Is it that you are recommending to President Joseph Dimabwaka that there should be more female participation in governance? And what does the issues about when we have a lot of female participating, holding strategic positions in government, what does it bring to our country, Liberia?
A female holding a strategic position in Liberia, it will rather bring a change in this nation.
Rather than men, as opposed to men participating in government?
Yes.
Amara, where do you stand on that particular issue?
Okay. When we talk about Sarah Beslo Yanti, she is a young female graduate. We understand leadership, who work with the UN for so many years.
But yet still her credential has come on question by several other people.
Yes. Actually, what credential that former student leader Matike Koli, what credential actually, if you follow a full step of Sarah Beslo Yanti credential, actually Matike Koli there is on the right path. Because
do you support that particular process?
I support it 100% because we want to transform our nation from nowhere to somewhere.
Is it that you are advocating for Joseph Waka to definitely adhere to the establishment of academic crime court? in Liberia?
Yes.
Mhm.
When if Joseph
Aside from the war and economic crisis.
yes, because
Mhm.
some people can come from America and other part of the world. Yes, they say that they get master, and other people don't know how they get a master. Some of them they say they get 2 master, they get 3 master, they get PhD, and some of them they do online code, and some of them like Sarah Brazil Yanti, she said that she attend school while the school are not existing. Say,
So as a Liberian, having heard from several sides, there are some group from the angle of the Sarah Bessel camp who are saying that Sarah, all of the credentials that Sarah has, they are authentic. Other people are saying the credentials in possession of Sarah, they are not authentic. You as a Liberian, where do you stand? What is your recommendations? What is your advice to the Liberian Senate in the process of confirmation?
okay, my advice to the Liberian Senate, meaning to the chairman on foreign affairs, Honorable Abraham Tyler Dillon, is to do a proper investigation,
A proper scrutiny.
yes, scrutiny on Sarah Bessel Yanti, because if she is not qualified, if there's an academic fraud, she shouldn't be given that particular position.
Is it that you are against the participations of female in leadership?
No, actually, I'm not against the participation of female in leadership. Female, because one thing I know about gender equality. Gender equality, even when I was doing an online class about leadership, which is I'll be graduating anytime from now from New Africa Peace Building and in Africa. It's an online class where I interact with students from all parts of Africa. The online class will talk about gender equality to give female the right and responsibility to participate in all governmental issues like men.
But others could argue that they attack the aggressions on Sarah is intended to definitely undermine the female participations into the governmental space of this new administrations.
No. You see, we have many people that President Parker had nominated, and those people they carried accreditation even the Senate, and some of them were accepted. What like looking time I was reading like the foreign affairs, no, the public welfare minister where it's sending for him to go for or interview to ask him to vet him, and the degree in there have degree in administrative where people because of a public welfare minister you should have a degree in engineering. If you put you to education minister, you should have a degree pertaining education.
Is it that President Joseph Yoman Boaka? Because as per what the Constitution says, he is the only person who is clothed with the responsibility to definitely make appointment. Is it that President Joseph Boaka has started to make some early mistakes in the process of making appointment?
Actually, I would because if him making an appointment, he should consult people and look about that person that he are appointing, because Joseph Boaka run a campaign to the Liberian people like yes indeed you will not put anybody in your government who is not qualified, who is honored, can't having degree like the level of Jeopardy coaching you like a big person such a mayor, you're only having BSc in bluffing all around. They say that I noticed this government they get so Jimmy in the government, call them Jimmy. The government is not for children, not children government. If you are not qualified, you can see yourself in your photo.
All right, let's go over to the female. There are lots of things we need to talk about. Let's do it bit by bit, and we are definitely getting there. So, presidents, during the campaign, President when Joe getting to be president, there were lots of things he talked about, and Liberia from all walks of life has since been doubting the ability of the president to definitely live up to them. One of those issues has got to do with the first 100 days in office. Owing to the fact that this current budget, 2024 budget, that has been presented to the Liberian Senate was not prepared for by this current government. So Liberians are saying that there is absolutely nothing in the envelope that is definitely meant to expedite or fast track the the promise that President Joe Biden made. Are you as a Liberian, in particular as a female, where do you stand? Do you have a confidence that Joseph Biden is definitely going to live up to his 100 days commitments in government?
Firstly, before talking about him, like Amara said,
Mhm,
ICT,
mhm,
information communication and technology.
mhm,
Before bringing that within this country, like I remember doing representative elect of District 2 campaign on the Johnsonville field. President-elect Joseph Imam Bouaka said that he will work in building Liberia education.
mhm.
Like citizens shouldn't go
Yeah,
out there.
most of what he's told us in the 100 days commitment was basically about infrastructure, particularly about road road accessibility. Do you have a confidence that Joe Biden, the president now, will definitely live up to the 100 days commitment in office?
So, like you said, road. Now we're talking about education.
Uh-huh.
So, how can you build a road when you don't have quality people out there who will represent the nation out there? How can you build a better infrastructure?
Is it that Liberians, is it that bulk of the people he is appointing, they are not competent?
I'm talking about the citizen as whole. Like he said, he will work towards our education system by citizen going out there to study, which I believe he shouldn't do that. He rather build a better education system in Liberia, that citizen in Liberia will study and earn a degree here that they will be able to represent Mama Liberia out there and bring pride to this nation. Rather than citizens going out there on scholarship.
One could strongly argue, sorry for the interruption, one could strongly argue that aside from education, but the issues of a road connectivity is very cardinal, owing to the fact that Joe Biden has something in his manifesto, and he has something in his manifesto called the arrest. A specifically stands for agriculture. So one could argue strongly that road connectivity and agriculture, they are parallel. So if you want to definitely make some meaningful contribution or meaningful impact in education, you must definitely make some meaningful impact in road connectivity. Where do you stand as a Liberian?
Before him making a decision, he rather listen to the citizens of the republic needs. What they want.
What are the needs of the people?
He should rather ask them than making a decision with his cabinet member.
No, but he already told us that he already told the Liberian people that he is definitely going to work to ensure that Liberia can have a pliable rule. Yeah, pliable rule like he made it. And many Liberians are now holding him based upon what he told us.
Yeah. Because they came with the merits to Liberia with the rescue mission. Who they have rescued, what they have rescued, and what they will rescue. It's not about going out there. Everybody can go out there and say anything they feel like saying. But their action towards it will make people believe in that their person is capable of doing this.
But what is your confidence? Yeah, what is your confidence level? What is your confidence level over Joseph Bouaka's of fulfilling that particular promise, the initial promise?
Till I see what we will do in the next 100 days.
So you don't have a confidence in that particular one, eh?
Yeah, till I see what we will do.
All right. Emma, what about you?
Okay. You said in the next 100 days, what are some of the confidence I get in me?
Yeah. About the road issues. Many Liberians, he said that he would definitely work towards ensuring that Liberia has most of the roads become pliable. Most of the most important roads become pliable.
Yes, I have no evidence. Like
you have a confidence in that.
I have 100% confidence in that. Like in a state of address, he spoke about the Japanese government. Akin Office, he said that the Japanese government take the initiative to build a full link road from the Bishop Island.
Do you think that that particular commitment made by the Japanese could definitely be done within the first course of 100 or 90 days?
Actually, it cannot be done in the first.
So it was actually a lofty statement.
Yeah. No, he said that that it not mean that particular thing will happen in Central Moravia, or that particular event or something will happen in Central Moravia. Instead, I say their car will not hitch the in whole in the first 100 days, which means in mud, for example, in Grand Kitman, Lofa, and all of
Those inaccessible regions.
Yeah. Car will not hitch. That you are talking about, you thought that you pay or you even talk about the local road at Sanikole, and you spoke on the RIA road too. At the RIA road, you would do that initiative to construct in a region.
You talk about okay. Let's dive into the agriculture sector. Joseph Gimampwaka, one of the reasons, according to some Liberians I have spoken with, is that Liberians have since expressed a lot of confidence in Joe Bwaka, especially in expanding the agriculture sector, transitioning it from a subsistence model to a commercial model. What is your confidence about the agriculture sector? How do you view the agriculture sector? Is it that the agriculture sector is going to be one of the sectors in Liberia that is going to receive the highest support?
Actually, yes. For a statement in talking about the agriculture sector, what you will improve the agriculture sector in Liberia, because nowadays our Liberians, we are lazy when it comes to agriculture.
But a Liberian who are lazy, do you think that they would definitely buy into that particular idea?
Like one thing that come to my mind, when President Parker used that remark, one thing that come to my mind is Amara Kone remark what he make at the Senate was he have a farm in Popolo County. He have a farm in Popolo County, and he now have people, qualified people to do the work. You're looking for people to do the work, and no qualified people at the agriculture sector to do the work. So what comes to my mind is we don't have much people in Liberia that is future that have the ambition to go into the agriculture sector to learn so that they can improve our country. Majority of our students nowadays they want to be economy, they want to work in bank, they want to do some of them don't want to go at that side and in lab. The area where plenty people can go. If you go there tomorrow, you may benefit from that side.
All right. Let's hear from Madeba. I hope I pronounce it well.
Madeba.
Madeba. I hope I pronounce it well this time around. Madeba, what do you make about the agriculture sector under President Joseph Gimampwaka for the next 6 years?
When we talk about agriculture, it's actually Joseph Gimampwaka area agriculture. Yeah, he believe in agriculture.
So you definitely believe that the agriculture sector is going to make a lot of impacts on Joseph Gimampwaka?
Yeah, I believe that.
All right. Considering the fact that we as Liberians has always been accustomed to the subsistence models of agricultural activity, introducing a new model of agricultural activities like a commercial agricultural activities will require a lot of capacity building process. What are your recommendations as a Liberian to the president? Looking at the fact that Liberians have always had, Liberian is so much accustomed to the issues about subsistence farming, trying to upgrade the agricultural sector from a subsistence farming to a commercial agricultural activity, it will require a lot of capacity building. What is your recommendations to President Joseph Gimampwaka?
Yeah, firstly, you should work hard. Like in high school, some students in the school should know about agriculture. And
is it that the president, should definitely work in line with the Ministry of Agriculture for the Ministry of Agriculture to incorporate into its curriculum agriculture as a subject that should be taught along the line?
Yes, in relating to what he said, he need to watch that because you cannot say you will work, you will bring people who will be singing and you teach a person how to sing. And you will not say you will bring someone who is capable of sweeping this place, you not teach a person how to sweep. So firstly, before even talking about bringing agriculture, he's supposed to go out there and reach to some ministry that they should include it in the curriculum of Liberia, that students should learn agriculture. So if they finish with high school, they will be able to rather go out there and improve our agriculture sector, like farming. Some people are
students should learn agriculture is what she is recommending to President Joseph Human Bwaka. Agriculture should definitely be incorporated into our national curriculum. That is called recommendations to President Joseph Human Bwaka. So let's talk about the TVEC sector. At that time, the TVEC sector. The president actually spoke about the TVEC sector. I am of the convictions that under his leadership for the next 5 years or 6 years, we will definitely experience a lot of improvement in the TVEC sector. Uh, what is your recommendations? Looking at the TVEC sector has been one of the major challenges because if you want to if you want to dive, if you want to change the narrative of the agricultural activities we have had in this country, one could argue strongly that you should definitely prioritize the TVEC sector. What does that mean when we have a lot of young people moving towards the Tibet direction? What does the country stand to benefit as a nation?
Okay, when it comes to the TV center, where the country actually the country is not like other countries.
Mhm.
Other countries. Liberia, saying Liberia was founded and saying Liberia got independent,
Mhm.
they have not reached to other country standard.
Mhm.
And other countries are far ahead of Liberia when it comes to the TV center and development or the construction of road and other stuff.
Mhm.
So if we come to the TV center, it is a time that we will come. It is a time that we will come and
Mhm.
telling the people the importance of the TV center
Mhm.
and definitely when those child or children who are coming out of high school,
Mhm.
they will have an ability or have that ambition
Mhm.
to go and learn at that particular field so that they can benefit and transform Mama Liberia from nowhere to somewhere.
Yeah, let's hear the female Madiba about the Tibet sector. What is your view about the Tibet sector? Especially when Joseph Barker has since launched a clarion call to encourage more Liberians to definitely get themselves involved into the Tibet sector. What does our country stand to benefit if more people shall have capacity skills, capacity knowledge about the Tibet sector?
be a great contribution to Mama Liberia.
Mhm.
If citizens have access to go and at the TV sector to learn
Mhm.
or to be an educated one out there, they will help in developing our country and moving Mama Liberia forward.
Mhm.
Like they will help in thinking Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia, like he said.
Mhm.
So he should rather invest in the TV sector for the betterment of Mama Liberia and to know where Mama Liberia should stand and where we should rest.
Is it that the TVS sector should have a sub component at the burial high schools?
Yes.
Okay. I would like let's dive quickly into one of the most trending, one of the most important segment of the president's sermon, basically the issues about drug. Given the fact that drug has been one of the most deplorable issues, it has since emerged to be a pandemic that needs that require the attentions of from the government and other development partners. The president has since declared drug as a national health emergency. What does that statement mean to us? And thereby forming a multi-sectoral committee where the Ministry of Health is definitely serving as co-chair, the Ministry of Justice as the Ministry of Health is the chair, the Ministry of Justice is co-chair in that particular committee. You have the LDEA, the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, you have the Liberia National Police, and several other members also part of the. What does that mean to our country? Is it an attack on drugs? Is it a very good fortune that would definitely tackle and perhaps eradicate the issues of drugs addictions in our country?
No, 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 no. Actually, the emergency of trust is very good for our country, Mama Liberia, because nowadays we look at our youth. Our youth is spoiling. Majority of our brother up there, that life or that future is damaging because of trust. And if this generation or those people that right now that controlling us, if they not prepare our future for tomorrow, definitely our generation will spoil. What President Boaka do in his sona by stating or emergency on job in love Liberia and build Liberia and think Liberia. And yes indeed, we take or men who understand the security system, like bringing AB Kuma to or boss of a DA that make me
Is
so
it is it that your support for AB Kuman to spearhead the affairs of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency is it influence or owing to the fact that AB Kuman is from your ethnic group? Yeah?
no. It's because AB Kuma is not from my ethnic group. Even when AB Kuma was police director during early time, and he was doing the Liberian people work. Even in Paris, the Manico people, even to other tribe. He embarrassed the Manico people even to other
Do you
tribes.
see do you see AB Kuman being very do you see AB Kuman being very impartial in the fight against drugs?
Yes, you are very impartial in the fight against drug, and I
Will
support
he be?
and I support him 100%. That this going time he was doing getting or notice to people, those people that have the ghetto, going tell the people, yes, we now want to see no ghetto here. If we see ghetto here, then definitely we'll break your ghetto down. I saw him
you will stop people from smoking drugs, then people stay importing the drugs to Liberia. Like Amara said, Abi Kroma, actually he is actually good for that position given to him.
Is it that you are supporting?
I'm not
Abi Kroma?
supporting him because he's from an ethnic group or because we're from the same religion or same tribe. But I said I will stand with people who is capable of the position given to them either.
But what can you point to as a convincing evidence to further convince people that should Abi Kroma be placed into that particular capacity, he will definitely perform in line with the expectations of many Liberian people?
Yes, like doing former President Eli Johnson term, he worked in fighting jobs, in making sure doing his work properly and stopping people out there from taking drugs. Even though,
is he going to match with Liberians? Is he going to exploit the position he had to match with other people?
No. George is actually harmful for us. So with the Liberian taking the drugs, we ourselves is maltreating ourselves. He's not going to maltreat us, but rather maltreat ourselves. Like, why will you even take a substance that will damage your heart or kill you? Why will you even take a substance that will give you the man to take that and stab somebody? So I'd rather say that they should work with the people at the various borders out there to stop just from entering in Liberia and rather going to ghettos or there to tell people to smoke chicken to. Even if you go to the person say and take the drug from the person and break down the ghetto, the person is incapable of taking the drugs and carrying it to their house to go smoke. And he won't be with the person in their house or around them.
So let's talk about the rehabilitation. Some of our brothers and sisters who have already gone wayward as a result of this drug, the proliferation of drugs that is entering in our country. And what do you recommend to the government so that those people can be reintegrated and become productive citizens?
Firstly, they should carry them to a healthcare to work. For example, to them who still have the strength, who the drugs hasn't really damaged complete to the other people out there. Like they should take them to the various farming sectors to go and farm to the place like the water factory and other stuff and provide some local job out there for them. That will keep them busy, and they should take jobs very far away from them that they won't be thinking on smoking drugs or other stuff. Like you can provide a job for them out there, a very local job like farming around there. Take them to the agriculture sector, like I said, and provide job out there for them. The rubber plantation out there, the water production factory out there. Some various sectors out there to help them improve their lives and rather sit and watch them die from drugs and you say you're going against them to stop drugs.
All right. Let's hear from Amara. That could be the last. And the final. Before we wrap up this particular segment of the program, Amara, where do you stand? Looking at Abi Kroma, many people have since acknowledged the fact that if Abi Kroma goes dead, regardless of the criticisms, he could definitely perform. But other people hold the view that the issues about the issues about the destructions of ghetto is not just the final. Is just not the final solutions against the fight against drug. Other people are recommending a lot of plans to have our brothers and sisters reintegrated into society in the wake of turning them to be a better citizens for the forward march of our country. Where do you stand with these issues about drug addictions?
Okay. The issue of drugs is all around the world, as we know, even in the Great America. But one key component is the misuse of drugs. We know nowadays, during former President George Manuel regime, people need to stay on the street, any part of the road, they take in drugs. And where I see after President Bogati over appointing Abi Kroma as the DEA boss, it encouraged me. He said that yes, indeed, Liberia is coming to transform, or new Liberia is coming because Abi Kroma is going to those drugs dealer, informing them that if I can't catch anybody yet, definitely I will break your whole area down. Like this content, the DEA people didn't work at
But do you
I-
believe that the demolitions of ghettos in the various community is a reliable reliable plan to definitely fight against drug?
Yes, it's a reliable plan to fight against drugs. That yesterday, every command.
So what becomes of the people who are highly affected as a result of these drug addictions after the demolitions of ghetto? How do you try to reincorporate them into the society?
By building a rehabilitation center.
A rehabilitation center.
Yeah, yeah, we know that majority of our brothers nowadays are on the street. Some of them have traits.
You just build a rehabilitation park every one of them there.
No, no. Build a rehabilitation center, bring people and provide a work that they were able to do. Some of them
It's capacity building. It's capacity building also key. Key as a key component. Do you see capacity building as a key component that should be embedded within the rehabilitation site?
Sure, yes. Because some people have what they are capable in doing. Some people have majority of these so-called someone they have of ambition in building this their level.
They are very skillful.
Yes. They have skill in them in doing something. They are skill in it. So you take it them carrying to a rehabilitation center and bringing or mental health people to counsel them and talk to them so that they will able and provide a job opportunity. Some of them will able to do carpentry work and other stuff, and you will see that bro will transform from nowhere to somewhere, brother.
All right. So we have talked. We have talked a lot, and perhaps we could definitely extend an invitation to some of you again to appear. We have exhausted. We have exhausted some of those important issues within the President's State of the Nation's address. So let's go over to Madiba for her parting comment because we are pressed against time. Let's go over to Madiba for her parting comment. Madiba, it's been turned over to you for your parting comment.
Yeah. Well, it was actually a great one coming here discussing a national issue and a beneficiary one. So I would like to come here and discuss more if I have the opportunity because I'm one of the person who believe in moving Liberia forward. And I want to help in moving and building our nation forward. Like as for me, I want to become a lawyer and a politician.
I don't wonder why you seem to be a talkative. all right. Let's hear from Amara.
Okay, thank you so much. I want to tell the CEO of Focus Online TV of very thanks. Almighty God bless Focus Online TV family and promote them in anything we are doing tomorrow.
All right, so that is it. That is where we are. This is how we call it a day. Thanks to every one of you for always following our live stream. We want to say thanks to our guests who have been in our studio for an hour plus. And my name is K. Linden Tuba. This is how I choose to call it a day. Bye bye from my end.